Fire and Rescue Department, and faithfully, honestly, impartially, discharge the duties of firefighter for Rossford Fire and Rescue according to law to the best of my ability. Congratulations. Tyler, you want to say a couple words?
Yeah, thank you everyone for this opportunity. This has kind of been a quick change for me, so but the family and I are very excited, so I'm very humbled as well. So thank you.
You guys want to come up? Picture time.
Come on, buddy.
Sure.
Chief, you want to get in here?
What's his last name again?
There you go, Kevin.
Got it. Thank you.
Chief.
Mike, scoot your head in
Thank you, Mayor.
No, thank you. Committee reports, Recreation?
Thank you, Mayor. Rossford Parks and Recreation Committee meeting for 6/19/25 in attendance: Toby Ledesma, Brenna Reynolds, Dan Wilburn, Terry McKnight, Caroline Zakowski-Eckel. I was not there because I was getting ready for my eye surgery. The meeting was called to order at 5:15 p.m. Capital improvement projects. Mr. Ledesma provided updates on some capital improvement projects, including the kitchen and flooring renovation permit is finalized and are being scheduled with the contractors. New playground equipment for Beach Street Park has been delivered and will be installed later this summer. Rec Center HVAC has an issue with its condenser. The vendor gave us a quote but needs to order a replacement part. Intern, the Recreation Department has recently taken on a BGSU intern, Ronan McLaughlin. He is a marketing student who is helping with social media as well as community events. Cleaning services, the Recreation Center is looking at adding some additional cleaning for the building as our in-house crew is being spread thin this season with the addition of the parks. Programs, softball games are ongoing, tournament at the end of the month. Coach pitch and t-ball practice has started. Little League football and cheerleading registration are open and summer camp has begun. Following events, Cedar Creek Service Day is 7/26 at Island View Park. Riverfest is planned for 8/16. Halloween Parade is planned for 10/26. Meeting was adjourned at 5:50 p.m.
Any comments or questions on the rec report? Reports of the mayor and administrator. Allison, do you have anything this evening?
Really quickly, at your seats tonight, council, you should have the ordinance that is recommended by Public Works in order to award the Hillcrest and Riverside projects in conjunction with the currently ongoing Jennings project. And also at your seat, you should have the rate analysis from the last year of the waste management contract versus the numbers that they gave us for this year. And the rest of my time tonight, I'm going to see to waste management because they are here and wanted to address council. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rachel Roofer. I'm the Public Sector Account Executive for Waste Management. And this is TJ. He's on the operations side. So we met with the city administrator a couple weeks ago to discuss an extension. We appreciate your business, and I know we've been serving Rossford for quite some time. So we gave her numbers for an extension, and then today we offered up some pricing for a curbside cleanup. So wanted to see if you guys had any questions about that.
Any comments or questions?
The annual one-time pickup that Allison had mentioned, do you have a cost for that? Is that
It should
in
be at your
here?
desk.
Is that it, this?
No,
Is that all you guys
Oh,
got?
right here?
Yep, that
Okay.
letter.
That's
should be a
called what?
letter.
I'm
Yep,
sorry.
yep.
The one-time?
there's a curbside cleanup.
Okay, that's.
We offered several different options, and clearly the roll-off option, it would be the most economical. That's what a lot of municipalities tend to lean towards, because then they don't have the concern about people from other cities bringing things in and putting them on the curbs and picking up that expense. So we wanted to offer several options for you.
Would this include the holiday pickup?
The one that we already have in place, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, that continues.
Okay.
everything
Your
would-
your bulk pickup would continue. You get one bulk item every week for 52 weeks, the year.
Okay.
This would be in addition to anything. When we met with Allison, one of the asks was an opportunity to have an additional cleanup. So we had to come up with some different options. So we got with our pricing team, and we provided 3 options that we could, work out as far as what option you wanted to go with, and schedule that as needed.
Allison?
I know that as long as I've been here the last 5 years, that I have citizens routinely ask, and I know council members have too, about the one time a year cleanup of everything. So that's why we asked them for pricing, and those are the 3 options that they provided us with.
Okay, Caroline?
I think the roll-off option would be hard for some citizens to transport things to the location. I think the curbside option would be more desirable to the citizens. And do you offer the Bagster option throughout the year, or just,
Anyone can get a Bagster, usually pick them up at Home Depot,
okay.
and do that on their own even.
Yeah, this is just a special pricing option for the community as far as Bagster option. But yes, anyone in the area could go to a Home Depot, Lowe's, get a bag, and put something in, and then call and schedule, and we would come pick it up. The price that you have here is a discounted price for the community.
The roll-off says containers, plural. Would it be enough to handle all the business, or would it be a specific amount, and once they're full? And then to Caroline's point, most of the ones I've seen are really tall. How would people get things into it? Do they have doors that open, or would there be a requirement for the city to have
Great questions. We would man them for you. We would have employees there. We wouldn't have them too tall, probably a 30-yard or a 20-yard. And then we'd have employees there to assist. So we wouldn't expect, each individual to, physically unload it. We'd be able to get there and help them get it into the dumpster. As far as how many, there's a price on per haul, so I guess we would just kind of negotiate or talk
your
as far
lead,
as how
yeah.
many you would want, you think would be sufficient, and then we would, set them where you tell us if you want them at City Works or Marina or wherever you want them. We'd designate that day. We'd have some employees there to assist, unloading some stuff and making sure that. The other piece too is we want to make sure not everyone understands trash. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure there's like no paint, and someone's not trying to throw like a propane tank or something like that in there as well. So we would be able to help with them as well. Does that answer?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay. Anyone else? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Wattville, is there any
I
correspondence?
have one piece of correspondence, Mayor. This is from Jerry Greiner, the president of the Northwest Ohio Water and Sewer District. They have 10 board members which serve terms which expire every 3 years. At the end of December 2020-25, one board member from each of the appointing groups will have terms which expire. The township-appointed board member Brooke Hahn's term will expire. Municipal-appointed board member Chuck Lattis' term will expire. Wood County Commissioner-appointed board member Elizabeth Wick's term will expire. And Henry County Commissioner-appointed board member Tim Phillips' term, all those terms will expire 12/31/25. He assumes that all 4 will likely be interested in being reappointed. However, under their board's bylaws, they seek nominations to form a slate of qualified candidates for your eventual vote. This slate and notice of 120 days would be sent approximately August 22nd, once we have nominations. So they are asking if our political subdivision is interested in nominating a person to fill our the municipal seat. A nomination packet is enclosed for prospective candidates to complete and return to the board clerk by July 25th. So I will make copies of this and have this application, a few of them set on the counter out there.
I think we should actively try to recruit a board member. I don't know that, did you say his name's Latta, Bob?
Chuck Latta, yeah.
Chuck Latta. I don't know that he's ever here. I know that he never communicates with the Public Works Committee, and I think that was a big deal when we negotiated for this board member position, that we had some kind of say in what was going on, and I don't feel like we have that representation. Not that I have any good ideas, but everyone put your thinking caps on and try to come up with someone to nominate on our behalf.
Okay, anyone else? Introduction of ordinances. Is there a motion to read ordinance 2025-42 by title only?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2025-42 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to extend the current trash contract with Waste Management by 1 year, waiving competitive bidding and declaring an emergency. This is the second reading.
I think council's been informed of this.
Do we have to pick a bulk plan at this time, or could we
Or
approve?
we could discuss that at Public Works.
Okay. I'll make a motion to
Waive. Suspend the third reading.
suspend the third reading. That's what I was looking for.
Second.
Did someone leaning against it? Audience,
Oh.
Mayor.
Is there anyone in the audience that has a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it?
All those in favor of suspending with the third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to declare an emergency.
Second.
Second?
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt ordinance 2025-42. Eckel,
Aye.
Tenney,
Aye.
Owen,
Aye.
Heben.
Aye.
Toth. Aye. Oberdorf.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2025-45 by title only?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2025-44 is an ordinance authorizing the administration to take the necessary steps to purchase a certain parcel of real estate and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Allison?
This would be for the purchase of the Rite Aid. This would put it in city control, and then we would be able to utilize what we needed of it, and then it would be able to be developed or whatever else that we saw fit.
Okay. Rex and Jimmy, did you have anything to say about this?
Yeah, so just to remind y'all.
Real quick, name and address for the record.
Rex Huffman, 26076 Thompson Road, Perrysburg, Ohio. So in December, when the Rite Aid building became apparent that it was going to be for sale, the Port Authority thought we would try to make an effort to get the building under control, so we would have options here as a community and make decisions about the best use of that site. We were successful at doing that. We have the building under option, or actually under a purchase agreement. I think it's 1.2 million. And that was for 120 days, and that expired in April, and we extended that for another 90 days, and that 90 days expires July 8th. Our purchase price, 1.3 million. So the Port Authority obviously doesn't have the funds or really the initiative to purchase this property, so we haven't been able to find another suitor. we think it's best controlled by the city of Rossford. But that's your call, and we can assign that agreement under the terms of the agreement without their consent. We don't need that. Or you can fund the Port Authority and we can buy it and manage that, but it's whatever you want to do. So we can work the terms of that out.
Council, do you have any questions for Rex?
Just a concern that July 8th is before our next meeting.
Yeah, it's before our Port Authority meeting too, so we'd have to have a special meeting to do that. So yeah, I'm telling, it's probably today or not, because we won't get another extension. They've had serious interest in that building from other folks, and so they've been anxious to have us release them from that agreement. We have chosen not to do that. But our clock is ticking till July 8th.
I understand that, I'm sorry. I understand that, and I'm not saying I don't agree with this, but to spend 1.3 on one reading, that's where I'm uncomfortable. Where the public doesn't have a say, at least for one reading. That's where I'm uncomfortable with it. But I understand what you're saying about time frame.
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
did we confirm that we can use TIF funds for this?
We can, yes,
The whole thing?
yes.
And that won't affect any departments or any citizens?
No, the TIF funds are special use only. They don't go towards the operations of the city.
Just to be clear, we don't have the ability to extend this past the 8th. And they would like us to release them from this. So I think they must have other buyers.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to suspend with the second and third reading.
Second.
Is there anyone in the audience that has a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it?
Colin Bryce Fraser, 815 Glenwood Road, Apartment 3, former supervisor of Rite Aid. This is the first I've heard of this. I have had inquiries from other people in my new place of employment as to whether private companies were able to purchase this. So I guess my bigger question would be, would this be for a city use such as the high school or other city programs, or are you planning on a resale to outside entities for a possible new pharmacy in there?
I see it as a hybrid. For example, in a couple years, that intersection is due to be improved. So it would probably, and I'm guessing, but I don't think I'm off, is it would probably cost us about half that just to get the right-of-way because of its location in the intersection. Therefore, we could get the whole thing instead of just nothing, but yet spend $500,000 on right-of-way. So, and the other thing too is I've been showing this site to multiple people, both end users and both developers, and they basically see kind of a hybrid where the intersection gets improved. You'd have hospitality and retail on the ground floor and maybe some multifamily housing on the upper floors. And it's deep enough that you could do some outlots out front.
Interesting. I'm big about the plumbing, especially what I've been
That would
noticing,
include
all the wonderful work you guys have been doing on the roads. I agree with what you've done. So I guess my bigger question is, if you're planning on doing a hybrid, we are keeping intact plumbing for over there for, as you say, possible retail establishments, housing, you say?
The infrastructure is already there.
Yes.
So that would have to be, would have to adapt to whatever new construction comes. The other thing too, and it's no secret, we need more parking downtown.
Oh, I agree.
And that would help with that.
Okay. I have no objections then.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm uncomfortable passing this on a first reading when it's only been a officially public for a couple days. I don't know what anyone's thoughts are about having a special meeting next Monday to pass it,
I can do it next Monday.
to allow time for community input.
I'll be out of town, but you have my support.
I'll be here.
Okay, first reading. Is there a motion to read ordinance 2025-44 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Didn't we just read 4-4?
Kevin,
We just,
I'm sorry.
doesn't he have to withdraw his motion to,
Either has to withdraw it, or we have to vote on it.
right?
I withdraw my motion to suspend with the second and third reading.
Okay, is there a motion to read ordinance 2025-45 by title only?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor of reading 2025-45 by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2025-45 is an ordinance authorizing the purchase of a Chevrolet Silverado 1500 vehicle, waiving competitive bidding and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Allison?
This would be for the new interdiction officer that council approved at the last council meeting. So this would be utilized out on I-75 and along 20.
Okay. Mr. Toth?
This
And then
would be-
Mrs. Eckel.
And we're able to use forfeited funds with this, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mrs. Eckel?
So this would be an additional police vehicle purchase this year?
Yes.
This was discussed with finance when we talked about the interdiction officer, that it would be a necessity to have an additional vehicle, but it was predicated on being able to use forfeited funds. And then when I talked with the chief, this is actually a 2024 model, so it's actually being sold at a substantial discount compared to an Explorer of similar quality.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll motion.
I'm sorry. go ahead.
Motion to suspend with the second and third reading.
second.
Is there anyone in the audience that has a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to declare 2025-45 an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt 2025-45. Owen?
Aye.
Heben?
Aye.
Toth?
Aye.
Oberdorf?
Aye.
Eckel?
Aye.
Tinney?
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2025-46 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2025-46 is an ordinance for transfer of funds for the year beginning January 1, 2025, and ending December 31, 2025. This is a first reading.
Allison or Chris?
Chris?
So this ordinance would transfer seized funds to the law enforcement trust fund per the court order.
Is there a motion?
Move to suspend with the second and third reading.
Second.
Audience.
Is there anyone in the audience that would have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt 2025-46. Heben.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Eckel.
Aye.
Oberdorf.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2025-47 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2025-47 is an ordinance amending supplemental number 10, the annual appropriation measure for the year beginning January 1, 2025, and ending December 31, 2025, passed by ordinance 2024-79. This is a first reading.
Allison?
This is actually
Or Chris, I'm sorry.
Thank you. So the items that we're covering here in the budget tonight, the first item is adding funds to the fire department budget to cover supplies for their ongoing operations. And then additional funds for the fire department to handle the scheduling migration to the in-time software. The next item is a software upgrades for the Public Works Department. They'll be transferring to the iWork system to help with ongoing operations. The third item is transferring forfeited funds and dispersing them to Perrysburg Township for the court order. And then the next item is adding funds to the Recreation Department to contract with S&S Cleaning for cleaning services. And then adding funds to the Fire Capital Improvement Fund to purchase AEDs and a video laryngoscope system. And then lastly, funds to our stormwater budget to do stormwater system repairs at the marina. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll move to suspend with the second and third reading.
Second.
Is there anyone in the audience who would have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt 2025-47. Owen?
Aye.
Heben?
Aye.
Toth?
Aye.
Oberdorf?
Aye.
Eckel?
Aye.
Tenney?
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2025-48 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2025-48 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into a contract with Helms and Sons for the purpose of reconstructing Hillcrest Drive and Riverside Drive between Hillcrest Drive and Jennings Road, waiving competitive bidding and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Allison?
We discussed this in the Public Works Committee meeting several times. In order to make sure that all of that section, we're rebuilding and reconstructing Jennings right now. We're also going to be reconstructing Hillcrest and that short section of Riverside Drive that's down there in that same area, in order to ensure that all of it is completed in time for the Halloween parade. We'd like to award this as a change order to the original Jennings contract, adding in these two roadways.
We also wanted to do it so that we don't mess up a new road to fix those
Right.
two small pieces, so.
And to not have a break in the mess in the construction.
Right.
So it helps to have it done by the same contractor who's currently on site.
Is there a motion?
I'll move to suspend with the second and third reading.
Second?
Is there anyone in the audience who would have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to declare an emergency.
Second?
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move for adoption?
Move, yeah. Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt ordinance 2025-48. Oberdorf.
Aye.
Eckel.
Aye.
Tenney.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Heben.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read resolution 2025-09 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2025-09 is a resolution to proceed in declaring the necessity of a renewal levy in excess of the 10 mil limitation pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.19A for the purpose of current expenses of the city and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Allison?
This is for the renewal. It would be the renewal. Everyone will pay exactly as they're paying right now. The 3.5 mil levy, that's the general fund current expense levy that's been on, I think, since the early 2000s.
Finance discussed this and confirmed because renewal, it's not new money, it's, something that we should continue with.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to suspend second and third reading.
Second.
Is there anyone in the audience who would have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to declare 2025-09 an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt Resolution 2025-09. Owen?
Aye.
Eben?
Aye.
Toth?
Aye.
Oberdorf?
Aye.
Eckel?
Aye.
Tenney?
Aye.
Kevin, did you have something?
Yeah, if I could, just for, the special meeting on Monday, our charter requires you guys to set the date and the time and what's going to be considered. So I believe that the only thing you're going to consider is ordinance 2025-44, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then the date you had is June 30th, next Monday,
Yep, 6 PM.
6 PM, is that it? So could somebody make a motion to?
I'll make a motion to have the special meeting, June 30th, 6 PM, to discuss the property purchase.
Second.
Vote on the motion to have a special meeting on June the 30th at 6 PM for the purpose of discussing ordinance 2025-44. Eckel?
Aye.
Tenney?
Aye.
Owen?
Aye.
Heben?
Aye.
Toth?
Aye.
Oberdorf?
Aye.
And just a reminder, if there's going to be emergency, we'll need 5 members here to pass it as that. So, thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, no, thank you. Council remarks, Councilman Toth?
Stay cool.
Hi. Councilman Oberdorf?
How can I follow that?
It's true. Councilwoman
I'd like
Eckel?
to congratulate Chief Sirocco and his command officers for the pinning ceremony that I was able to attend. I've been at other ceremonies, and it was every bit as professional as the one that I've been at before. Thank you, Chief.
Councilwoman Eckel?
I'd like to congratulate all the new firefighters and give Chief Soroka a thank you on just everything that's happened since you've been here, and the seeing the firefighters out in the community has been nice too, and being involved in different events. Second, I would like to, usually in the summers, we suspend with the second meetings in July and August. So I'd like to make a motion to do that.
Second.
So you're suspending with the second meetings of the month?
Yep.
Vote on the motion to suspend with the second monthly meetings in July and August. Eckel?
Aye.
Tenney?
Aye.
Owen?
Aye.
Heben?
Aye.
Toth?
Aye.
Oberdorf?
Aye.
That's all.
Okay. Councilwoman Tinney?
Thank you for the wonderful swearing-in ceremony, Chief Soroka, and I'll echo what Councilwoman Eckel said, and thank you for the progress you've been making, moving us forward. It's appreciated.
It's a team effort.
Thanks.
Councilman Owen?
Congratulations to our new firefighter, is this Wepler? And that's it.
All right.
Drink water.
Councilman Even?
Nothing.
All right, audience remarks. Please come up and state your name and address for the record.
Hi, Judy Sikorsky, 411 Superior Street. I'm back. Illness slowed me down, but I'm back, and now I'm excited about being back. I just spent all last week sitting and watching them tear down Indian Hills School, and which was odd because I sat there years ago and watched them build the school. And before that, I sat out in the field and watched my father play softball in that field. So my history goes way back, as far as I can remember how often we use that. What I'm asking council for, and Mr. Mayor, that you, before any big decisions are made about what's to happen to the park, that you will please give a committee or members of the community a chance to voice their ideas and opinions. I know we're limited because I'm very aware that it's protected property there, but there is an area where the school wants that. I think what you've done is perfect, that you're preserving what's left. But it belongs to us. It always has. And I'm glad that the school returned it to the city because I think you'll have more to say about what's going to happen to it. But I'd like to live to see that happen. I know there's a lot of gossip out there about ideas and things you're going to do, and I know well enough to ignore it because I think you're just at the stage right now where you're giving this some thought, and that isn't a major issue right now, but because of my history, even going back to my dad's when he played in that field and almost burned it to the ground once, actually. He didn't admit that until he was an adult. But from the softball games to the BJ Day picnics to the LOF old timers picnics to the poker games on a Saturday night and to the great fun times we had there, I really hope that council and the mayor will consider preserving that and keeping it in the way that this community had it as part of our history, and you'll give others a chance to throw out their ideas as to what they'd like to do with the park. I appreciate you listening to me. I also like to thank you for returning the mayor's pictures to the wall.
Aaron did it.
Hi. We waited a long time for that. Thank you. Dad's back up there again. Thank you. And if you put together a committee, I would very much like to be on it. I think I have some things to offer, but don't wait too long. I'm not getting any younger. And thank you very much for letting me talk to you.
Judy.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
What I'll mention real quick to that point is I think both our rec committee and facilities committee meet monthly. And so you have an opportunity as a community member to join those meetings. I can't hear you. Both the rec committee and the facilities committee meet monthly. And so I don't know that a special committee is even necessary as long as you attend those meetings. That's where they have discussed options for what might happen there. But with our limited ability because of the historic nature of that site, at least the council discussions that I've been involved with have been about how do we preserve something that's more of a park.
Okay. Go ahead.
To that same topic, I was thinking we consider, I don't know when we do official naming, but consider changing the name back to Cranes Woods, because the old Indian Hill School's property is kind of a mouthful. But, I mean, that's something we can talk about at another time, but I thought that would be a nice tribute to what that property originally was.
Okay, is there anyone else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of adjournment?